College students are a unique population because there are so many of you in small areas, and that increases the risk of getting a quick spread of a very severe illness like mumps or tuberculosis or influenza, a lot of different illnesses. So anything you can do to make sure you're protected from those ahead of time will be key to keeping safe and healthy. My name is Sarah Boslett. I'm a pediatrician here in Lebanon at Witham Pediatrics, and I'm the current vice president of the Indiana chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics.
So a vaccination produces an immune response in the body that helps protect the body later on in life from infection. My name is Katie Busby. I am a lecturer at the Indiana University School of Nursing.
You have a population not well immunized, you have a public safety hazard. My name is Julie Morrison. I'm a registered nurse in the emergency department at Methodist Hospital.
Vaccines are a tool that we have to help prevent infection. They are basically little pieces of viruses or bacteria that have been changed and then are introduced into the body, and they trick the body into thinking that they have that infection. That helps the body to mount an immune response, which then helps protect a person so that if they ever are exposed to that infection, they already know how to respond to it and how to fight it. And are introduced into the body, and they trick the body. So every student should make sure they've had their measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. It's important to still get these vaccines because these infections are so deadly. When you go to the CDC website or you go to a website to try to figure out what the vaccine side effects are, you will see at the very bottom listed some really rare side effects, like 1 in a million. Those are situations where a child had a vaccine, this event happened afterwards, but they've never really been able to correlate that it's actually from the vaccine. If I give the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine to 100 children in my practice, 80 of them will develop resistance to mumps. So there are still 20 in that group that are susceptible to mumps. So when you look at an outbreak on a college campus, the chances are that one of those kids who had the vaccine just didn't respond to it strong enough and was still susceptible to the infection. Now, their risk of getting mumps increases if there are a lot of people that they're in college with who did not get their MMR vaccine. So the chances that we can all get sick from measles, mumps, or rubella increase significantly if the general population doesn't get their vaccine protection. It's called herd immunity, and that herd immunity basically makes a pocket of coverage around these groups of people who either can't get the vaccine or don't respond strong enough to it.
Those people who cannot be vaccinated are really dependent on everybody else in the community to be vaccinated, and that way it kind of drives the illness rates down. It kind of protects everybody, and it protects those who cannot, the select few who cannot be immunized. And kind of what we're seeing now with certain illnesses kind of starting to pop up is the fact that we're losing a little bit of that herd immunity. As more and more healthy people are not getting immunized, it puts those who cannot be immunized at risk.
The very tiny, minuscule chance you might have an adverse reaction versus a humongous possibility that you're going to either die or have lifelong disabilities, it's just such a no-brainer. I would really much rather have momentary discomfort that I can take a Tylenol Advil for and forget about it versus ending up deaf or sterile or dying.
It's a misconception that people shouldn't be vaccinated based on current rates of illness. Some of the illnesses that we vaccinate for have been eradicated, but we're now seeing an increase of some of those illnesses now that we're seeing vaccination rates go down, especially here in the United States. So some illnesses, like polio, have essentially been eradicated for a long time. We're not really seeing an increase of polio, but some of the things that we are seeing increases of measles, mumps, pertussis, those had very, very small illness rates for a really long time. And we're now seeing an increased rate of those illnesses because we're seeing a decrease in vaccination. So it is important to vaccinate, and we encourage all of our nursing students to be advocates for our patients, to educate them on why it is important.
I think that for all of us, the important thing is to remember that we're all in this world together, and we have to look at it globally. So how do we all as a community protect ourselves and our loved ones and our friends and families and all of the people in our community against these illnesses and these infections? And the simple way is to make sure anyone who can be vaccinated gets their vaccine.